Welcome to Dreamifesting, where we awaken to the power of our dreams. I'm your host, Dr. Dream, Kelly Sullivan Walden. So what is Dreamifesting? It's the fusion of manifesting and spirituality, taking inspired action toward your desires, fueled by dreams. It's also the title of my new book. After writing it, I realized I had a lot more to say. That's why in every episode, we explore the intersection of sleep and awake, spirit and science, and yes, the holy and the guacamole. So grab your journal, light a candle, and get ready to dreamifest, because as you are lifted, all are lifted. Welcome to the show today. I'm so excited to have with me a sister from another dream mister, Katherine Bell. Let me tell you a little bit about this amazing woman. She is the host of the Dream Journal podcast, which I'm so grateful to have been a part of a couple of times. It's a weekly hour-long show featuring interviews with dream experts to spread information about the power of our nightly dreams. She is also the IASD conference co-chair. So if you don't know what IASD means at this point, it's the International Association for the Study of Dreams. So she's the conference co-chair. The conference is coming up this June 21st through 25th. You can find out more about that at asdreams.org. And you can find out more about Katherine Bell at experientialdreamwork.com. And her upcoming book is Dreams, the Treasure Hunt. And I hope we get to tiptoe into that today. But what I want to talk about is dream basking. So first of all, welcome to the show today. Amazing Katherine Bell.
Thank you, Kelly. So glad to be here.
It's so wonderful. I always love getting to play in the sandbox of dreams with you. So hopefully we'll get to share actually a dream and do some experiential dream work together. But let's kind of start in the middle a little bit, or actually start in the future. What is dream basking? Talk about that.
Yes. So I have this saying that dreams can be meaningful even if you don't know what they mean, because we often get hung up on the idea of what does that dream mean? Like, what does it mean? And yet I don't think that's necessary. Like, the dreams that we have every night happen as a kind of biological phenomenon that just naturally arise from within us. And that benefits us, that just having the dream. And so I don't think we have to understand a dream to benefit from exploring it. And so dream basking is a way of exploring a dream without interpretation. So you just take the dream on, you say the dream to yourself, or say it out loud to your friend, and you feel what it was like to be in the dream, and you can let those feelings wash over you. And by putting your brain and your body in the state that the dream created for you, that's the work. That's the benefit. Just having the curiosity of, what does that feel like? Is that a new feeling? Is it something old and familiar? But just to spend the time basking in the dream, like you bask in a sunny day or in a nice warm river or something like that. So it's just to get into the dream and let it flow around you.
I love that. And it kind of feels Eastern to me, like the Western way of working dreams is, what does it mean? Figure it out, then do something about it immediately.
Exactly.
But the Eastern way, I think, would be a little bit more Zen, a little bit more like a little more yin, like kind of drop into it, feel into it, notice the energy, and let that kind of percolate and bring you to something. So I love that, because it means that anybody can do this. You don't have to be a scholar. You don't have to know what every symbol means. You don't have to memorize a dream dictionary. So is there maybe an example of dream basking that you can give us about maybe a dream that you've basked in that led you to some wisdom? And
Well, I have a dream that I'd like to share this morning that which is it's kind of, I have the radio show is something I've been doing for 6 years. I've got over 300 episodes now, and I love it. And And it creates a huge amount of stress in my life because it's a live show and you show up and maybe the guest is having technical difficulties or
Right.
something. And so I have a lot of nightmares about this radio, about doing the radio show.
I bet. Right. Oh
So
God,
many,
that's
so many.
hilarious.
But I recently had the opposite of a nightmare. And in one of my groups this week, we were like, what is the opposite of a nightmare? And we decided maybe we'll call them honey
Ooh.
dreams, like a honey dream. So I had a
Oh,
dream journal honey dream, if I may use that term.
yeah, please.
And this one, that's I'm at the station, I'm coming to the station, and it's this big building, which I don't recognize, but I know this is where I'm gonna do my radio show. And it's all closed down. Like there's like the doors are closed, people are turned away, they're like, no, not gonna help me. But I don't hesitate. There's a young girl with me, a 10-year-old girl. I get a lot of 10-year-old girl dreams. I'm very curious about that. But there's this young 10-year-old girl, and I take her hand, and the two of us, we just storm in and we just sit down at the microphone. And it's like, woohoo! It's like the opposite of a nightmare where we went in and claimed the microphone. I'm like, yes, I'm ready to speak. So it's like, okay, if I'm going to bask in that dream moment, like I have the moment of like, ooh, everything's closed. Things I can't get to where I want to go. And like, that's a familiar kind of feeling of feeling locked out. But for some reason, I don't even hesitate in this dream. And there's a girl, and I just take her hand. I trust her. So like, then I turn to that moment of turning to this young girl. Oh yeah, this is touching something in me. And and taking her hand and like, yeah, you and me, we can do this. And so then I get to feel that. And then together we go in and people just part out of the way, and sitting down at the microphone, I'm just like, feel like I'm here in my power, and you know, I'm ready. And the girl is still here. She's part of me. I mean, and so I can like picture that, like bringing it right here into this very interview. I can imagine the young girl sitting here, there's the microphone, and I've just claimed my space, and it feels great. And I can go through these steps and just notice these different feeling moments. And like now I know that when I feel like everything's stuck and I feel like there's that big building and I don't know how to get in, that I can go back to the dream and go, okay, don't panic. There's a way, and find my little girl in the moment, whatever that means, and then see what comes from there. Like I don't panic when I feel that I'm locked out now, because I'm like, oh, I've seen this before. It's not the end. It's just a moment. So that's how I've been playing with dream basking with this particular dream.
Oh God, you touched my heart right out of the gate. That I feel like you brought my little girl out to play as well. And this is it's just so wise to do this, because I mean, it almost seems like it's the slower way of working with dreams, but it's actually quicker because it's the healing these seemingly disparate parts. There's if it's my dream, it's the courageous part that's willing to suit up and show up and do the terrifying thing. Like they say that it's more terrifying than the fear of death and the fear of snakes and the fear of falling from like thousands of feet in the air is this fear of public speaking. And here's this courageous part that's like willing to show up, and there's blocks, there's gridlock, there's locks on the door. I can't get in. I'm trying to do my best. And there's this little girl that's there. And I think of that saying that it's the child that leads us to heaven. And I have to slow down a little bit to notice, because it's so easy for me in my world in the past to just be like, not now. Move it, kid. I don't have time for all your feelings and all your needs and all your complexities. Like I've got work to do. But it's so intelligent to just kind of connect with her and bring her in, and then it's like the Red Sea parts.
Yeah. And I just flowed right in exactly to where I needed to go. And I don't even know what I said. It doesn't matter. I just get to the place of feeling like this is where I belong, and I can speak and people will hear me, and I can, express my needs and be heard.
Oh, and right. Heard, I would say, and felt.
Yes.
Yeah. A Jungian analyst friend of mine said that the goal of therapy is to have all parts of ourselves together marching in the same parade at the same time in the same direction together. And I picture them all playing musical instruments. Like the older feminine part is maybe playing the violin, and the older masculine is playing, like, I don't know, the trombone, and the
We
little
got to get
boy
a
is playing the
drummer.
drums. And the little girl is playing like the harmonica, or like maybe the marionettes, or but like
Right.
they're all together, because it's, I mean, I've experienced the split before of the, like, the courageous part jumping way ahead, and it's like, okay, fine, you can go there, but we're back here,
Mhm.
and like we're not going with you. Or the
Mhm.
part that wants to dabble on the dark side, or the, like, I don't know, whatever it is, but that split is, I think, at the heart of all of our pain,
Yes.
and like every issue that we're dealing with. And the solution is to do exactly what you did: hold the hand of that little one
Mhm. Mhm.
and bring her
Yeah.
in.
Mhm.
Katherine, that's so big. Okay, so I have a dream from, it was from the night before, and this is not a dramatic dream, but I wonder how I would bask in this, because this might be a little more,
Mhm.
maybe more mundane,
Mhm.
but I'm going to ask you, because I haven't worked this dream yet. Um, it was, there was some kind of a big dollhouse,
Mhm.
but it was like a life-size dollhouse, and
Okay.
I was living in it with a bunch of people, and it was kind of, there's always some kind of a retreat going on in my dreams. But this was, and everything was like cordoned off in different sections. Anyway, what felt like the most significant part of the dream was I was asking somebody who seemed a bigger authority than I was, can I grow stuff? Can I grow fruit and vegetables out of these coffee grounds? And they said, no. And I was like, I wonder if I could. So I planted seeds in this, just like a pile of coffee grounds. And in real time, I could see fruit and vegetables growing. And I was so excited, because in waking reality, I've never grown anything
Oh,
except for
no.
one pumpkin when I was 5 years old with my grandpa for a
Uh-huh.
school project. Besides
Okay.
that, I'm not a green thumb person, but I
Uh-huh.
was so excited that I grew something, and
Right.
that was the dream. So,
Right. Oh, I love
okay,
it. Ooh.
I'm starting to feel the energy
Mhm.
of it, but what would you,
Yes.
how would you work this dream?
And what you're saying is perfect, because the basking starts the moment you share a dream, or the moment you read it
Yes.
over in your
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
journal. Whenever
Yeah.
it starts, like you're saying, you're already feeling into those moments, which is why dream sharing is so beautiful. You don't need the other person to tell you a lot of stuff, or you just, by saying out loud and them going, huh, interesting, interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. Like that's
Yeah,
basking.
like I'm already feeling the
Yeah.
energy of it, and it had been kind of, because I don't work every dream I have, because I would do nothing else but work
Yes.
dreams. But I hadn't done anything with this, so it was just a little mental little
Right.
wisp in
Right.
my
Right.
mind. So
So
now it feels like I can start to feel the energy of it. So
yeah.
now what do I do?
Well, so I would go through and the different parts of the dream, and like to spend a moment to kind of bask in each part of the dream. Like I would even start with the idea that it's a dollhouse.
Yeah, grown
Right.
up is dollhouse.
Right, with like full size people in it. But yet it's a, somehow the dream knowing is it's a house for dolls. Like just
Yeah,
feeling that. Is
yeah.
that familiar in some way? And you don't have to like answer any of these questions, but just asking like, "Ooh, I'm in a dollhouse. Does that make me a doll? Like, does that make the people I'm with dolls?" I don't know, but it's interesting that it's not like a house. It's not like a regular house.
Yes,
There's
yes.
something
There
significant
was
about that.
definitely, there was something very dream centric
Yeah.
about this dream
Yeah.
location. I
Mhm.
kind of liked it. I mean, I kind of liked it. I didn't like that everything was kind of cordoned off. That
Well,
felt
see, some things you like and some
sectioned.
things you
That,
don't like.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So my preference would be that there would be more open
Okay.
spaces, and
So I'm feeling
I'd
a
be able to see
little
things.
cordoned, a little
Yes, segmented.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, just, like, bask in that for a moment, the segmented, or the maybe it's exposed on one side, like the dollhouses are open on one side, like, maybe I'm feeling a little exposed.
I don't think I saw
No.
that part yet, but it
Mm,
was more of the, like, "Oh, this is kinda cool." It's kind
mm.
of like if I, like, at Christmas time, if I see like, walk by Santa's workshop, I always wanna peek in. Of course, I'm,
Right,
like,
right.
too old to sit on Santa's lap, but I would, you know? If he said, "Come over," I'd be like, "Okay." But I like there's some childlike part of me that likes to at least see those things or
Yeah.
experience them. Like, ooh, it
Ooh,
ignites a little bit of that magic, but it's
right.
not like I want to live there,
Right.
but I do appreciate it. It's kind of like a cupcake. Like I want to look at it and go, ooh, I don't want to eat it. I might like dip my finger in it. But, it felt like that.
Okay, so that's like valuable. There's something about that because I have this like this fascination. This it looks beautiful. It's interesting to look into, but and yet there's a little restrictive, a little bit
Yeah.
cordoned off. There's like
Yeah.
sections.
Yeah.
So that's like one part of the dream. And then the next thing I remember had to do with the coffee grounds, asking someone if I can plant in coffee grounds. Is that what comes next?
Yes, that
Okay.
felt like the big part.
Yeah, exactly. So coffee grounds, I have coffee grounds, and we could go down this whole thing about what is coffee to you. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, it's very different. I'm sure I can't drink coffee because it makes me go crazy. And like, I'm already so wired that it's
Maybe
like,
that's why I am crazy. But maybe
but you
maybe
have
that's
your own
one of the
experience with
factors.
coffee.
In some way, I mean, I drink coffee every day, but I think my association in the dream or my feeling about it was it just looked like a clump of yuck. Like it looked dirty. It
Ah,
looked like it was something that you should throw away.
okay.
And but I had this
Mm,
feeling that there was this life in this thing that
mm.
that I could have easily thrown away.
This lump of yuck, and yet I
A
know
lump of yuck.
that that's the technical term, the lump
How's
of yuck.
that? That's a good title of a movie.
Uh,
Oh god,
lump
I can't even say it. The
lump
lump of yuck.
yuck. And yet I know there's potential here. So, like, I
Right.
think there's something valuable here.
Kind of shadowy. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like there's
Well, and it
something
goes
in
with the Nigra substantia, the Nigra, like the Negredo of the alchemy, like the darkness, the
Ooh,
poop
say more
or
about
the
that. I don't know. I
mud
haven't
and
heard those words before. The
oh, this
grado, then what is that?
Negredo, that's like that's an alchemical term,
Ooh.
and so you start with like the dark part, the things that are really dark that seem like they're worthless, that seem like they're yuck, they're jerk, like feces or lead or something really heavy and dark. And yet
Mm.
that's the beginning of the alchemical journey. So you recognizing the value in this yuck, this
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
asking, you're thinking, "Oh, I can plant stuff in there. I can plant." But then I ask somebody, "Can I plant things in there?" Like, I don't trust myself, right now. So, like, maybe even that's a moment to bask in for a moment, like, "Well, I think
Yeah.
there's something valuable here, but I have to check with somebody." Like, do I
Right.
not always trust myself?
Oh, that's so good. But then I trust myself enough to know that when they say no, I'm like, but that I think there's something here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
You
in spite
stay
of that. So I like that there was like I don't
Mhm.
know that I know, but then I do know.
Yes, right,
Oh, that's a good little
right.
basking moment.
Right, so that moment and then so, like, yeah, that where I do know, yes, I okay, first of all,
Mhm.
like, I think I know, but I gotta check and, like, well, I don't believe what they said. I believe what
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
So that is a very valuable moment to
Yeah.
feel into. And I would go farther even and to look at the moments when we put the seeds in and then you actually see the seeds growing, right? You
Yeah.
see so whenever something's transforming in front of your eyes in a dream, for me, this is like some transformation or some growth going on in me right now.
Mm.
So
Oh,
take a
I
breath into
love
that.
that.
Which that
Okay,
might
and one dream, my dream is anybody else's dream if you want it.
of
I think
course.
whenever we have a shared
Mhm,
dream, it's for the person who's sharing it, but for the community that's listening,
yep,
if you are listening in a interested way,
mhm,
not from a
mhm.
like, "Ooh, let's lock that girl up, planting seeds and coffee grinds." But no, but that really does feel like I just feel expansive. Oh my
Yeah.
god, this felt almost like this dream.
Mhm.
This is like the meta aspect, like the dream almost felt like a throwaway dream, like a
Yeah,
clump of
he
yuck.
called it a mundane dream. I'm like,
Yeah, it didn't
"Really?
feel
Do you think
yeah, it
so?"
didn't I mean, some dreams I have, and I imagine we all have that we know when we wake up, "Oh god, that was a big one. That was a big Bertha."
Yeah, yeah.
Holy Lord, I
Well,
got
like
on
my
that.
dream journal honey dream I just had. I was like, "Oh man, this is awesome."
That was an epic dream. That
Yeah.
was for sure. And I would say there's the ones that I mean, as much as I'm a dream-centric person, there's some dreams that I'm just like, "Okay, that's okay. I can move on from that one." But I'm
Mhm.
always stunned, shocked, amazed that even the ones that seem so silly are always full of
Yeah.
juice, full of
Mhm.
we can grow things out of them if we talk about them. So I'm glad I
Mhm.
didn't
It's growing up right
exactly.
now. Huh.
Food. So, oh, so much
Mhm.
more basking. When
Mhm.
Catherine, this is so rich. I so
Mhm.
appreciate this. So when we get to the other side of this quick little break, I want to hear more about what you'll be speaking about at the IASD conference that's coming up this June. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Did you know that every night when you nestle yourself into bed and close your eyes to the outside world, you're sleeping on untapped potential that could positively change your life? I'm Kelly Sullivan Walden, author of Dreamifesting. It's not just another book on manifesting, but a revolutionary approach blending science, spirituality, and the wisdom of your subconscious. Through Dreamifesting, you'll learn to set intentions before bed, decode your dreams so you'll awaken with insights to unlock opportunities you otherwise would have missed. In Dreamifesting, you'll meet real people who won the lottery, overcame impossible odds, and met the love of their life, all guided by dreams. If you want better health, better wealth, a better career, Dreamifesting will give you the tools to make it happen. I'm Kelly Sullivan Walden, author of Dreamifesting. It's not just a book. It's the gateway to the life of your dreams. Okay, I am back with Katherine Bell, and she is also, as I mentioned in her intro, the chair of the conference, the
Mhm.
conference co-chair.
That's right.
And so this is an International Association for the Study of Dreams, their annual conference that is epic. If you're somebody who is excited about dreams or dream curious or kind of wanting to know a little bit more about the science or maybe some of the shamanic aspect or even the art
Mhm.
implications or the psychological aspects or anything at all, the
Mhm.
kooky, the crazy, the wild, the wonderful aspects of dreams, you want to come to this conference. Every time I come to the IASD, I always learn something new. I always grow in some kind of talk about like something that grows out of you're like, it's just a conference. What's going to happen? But it's always amazing. So tell us a little bit about what's coming up at the conference, Catherine, and then I want to hear what you're going to be talking about.
Right. Okay. So this is fully online, so you do not need to book any airfare or hotels or anything. You can do it from your home. Large portions of it will be recorded, but only the kind of didactic parts. And so, if you want to really experience the workshop aspect of the conference, then come in person, in live, because we are not recording workshops, but there will be many workshops by well-known dream authors, including Victoria Rabineau, Linda Schiller, a lot of people that I'm sure you know. Robert Waggoner has a couple of lucid dreaming presentations. And we have keynotes. We have Charlie Morley, who does this amazing work about lucid dreaming, teaching vets how to lucid dream to help them cure their PTSD. He's got this amazing data on it. Julia Mossbridge, who studies precognition in dreaming, has a lot of evidence showing that this is really works. And Fanny Brewster, the wonderful Dr. Fanny Brewster, who's going to talk about I don't remember the title of her talk, but she's a Jungian analyst and she's got this fabulous perspective on dreaming. She's going to be on the very first day of the conference. There's also receptions where you get to chat with other people. It's on Zoom events. So there's a way you can network with people. You can chat them during the conference or there's going to be an art show online that you can look through all the art that people have submitted. The last night, I am co-host of the Dream Ball, the Fabulous Dream Ball, which is one of the IASD conference, kind of landmarks. Is the last night is the Dream Ball, and so how are we going to do a Dream Ball on Zoom? You might ask. Part of the dream ball is costume parade, where you get to dress as a dream character or embody that dream character through the magic of Zoom. You can do a virtual costume, so you don't have to invest. But if you like cloth, you can do that, and you have 1 minute to tell your dream and just bask in it for 1 minute for everybody to listen. And we go through as many people want to share. And then we have a ball with a playlist, which has been being lovingly curated by Linda Mastrangelo, which has all kinds of danceable songs related to dreams. And so then you get to dance away. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I will tell you a little bit about my presentations. I'm giving one this kind of structured talk in the clinical track about dreams, the treasure hunt, which is the book that I'm working on. And so I'm going to talk more about specifics of dream basking, some of the science behind dreaming. And also another thing that I really am interested in is allies, looking for allies in dreams. Like in my dream, clearly it was a little girl was an ally. But we can often find allies in dreams. And so I will be helping clinicians learn how to do this with their clients, and also individuals how to do it with your own dreams. So that's my formal presentation. But then I get to have the fun opportunity of leading a morning dream group, which means for 4 mornings in a row, you get 1 hour every day with me and a stable group, where we will do a dream group scenario where we get together and we will practice the treasure hunt approach to dreaming. And we will just do dreams for 4 hours, the whole week. We'll just people can bring their dreams and share their dreams, and we'll go a little more deeply with 1 or 2 people. And it's just a wonderful way to build up relationships with people through the morning dream groups. And so I'll be leading one of those. So look for that. It's on the early side, but that's when your dreams are freshest. So I hope you can join us June 21st through 25th. It's going to be a ton of fun, and I hope you join. Sign up now. Early bird's good through June 1st, so don't delay. Oh, I can't hear you, Kelly.
So there's a conference discount.
Yes.
If you buy your ticket before June 1st.
June
okay,
1st.
Well, that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And to get all of those workshops and the ball and the keynote presentations, and it's unbelievable. I'll be offering one of the workshops. I'll be talking about dreamifesting, and one little overlap between dreamifesting and the work that you were just talking about, the dream basking.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll just for the sake of time, just take a moment to drop all the way into one symbol, one element, and just kind of ride that all the way home. Let it speak, let it talk, let it kind of amplify itself to high heaven, so that we can really, sometimes it's an amazing thing just to kind of go 1,000 miles deep. But God, if we had all day, if we had a week, we do have a week. We've got this conference coming up where we can work deeply into so many aspects of our dreams.
I'll just like to say that one of my ways I like to play around with the dream conference, because I've been doing these conferences for the last 7 years, is to take one particular dream that I've had, usually kind of close to the conference, so it's not really fresh, but so whatever attracts me, and then I go into all the different workshops and dream groups, and I work the same dream with different techniques, and you just like be squeezed out like a lemon. It's just like, wow, you just get so much out of that.
It's so true. I don't know that I deliberately tried to do that, but that's what I do as well, because there's usually some really kind of important dream that happens on or right before. So yeah, that's a really great idea. All right, so let's just talk a little bit about Dreams, the Treasure Hunt, and what we can expect in this book when it comes out at some point soon. I'm going to say by this time next year. That's my prediction.
But that would be nice. I would love that. I will take that.
Yeah, because you've spent a lot of time writing. There's how many of your personal dreams in this book?
Well, I'm up to about 120 personal dreams in this book.
Oh my Lord.
So like almost every page, every other page, there's a new dream, another dream by me, dating back. Actually, I have a couple childhood dreams. So dating back 50, 55 years, I have dreams that go back to my youth. And then I have a lot more recent dreams. I got more serious about recording dreams in the 90s. And so I have like a huge range of dreams, and as examples of how I worked with them, and like, I hope it helps you, but I know people are different. And so I don't want to assume that what helps me is going to help everybody. But I work with a lot of clients, and so I know what works in general. And so I give you examples of my own work around these dreams, because it's a confidentiality thing. Even if you say, sure, go ahead and share my dream, it's still very personal.
It's
So,
very personal. It's super brave. I mean, it kind of goes back to that beautiful dream that you shared at the beginning, where you are taking the hand of that little girl. It's like, really? Are we really going to share our dreams? I mean, it's kind of like, it's not just, here's my naked body. It's, here's my naked soul.
my subconscious, open my brain
Yeah.
up. There, take a look.
Right. But the cool thing is, I think that we are all unique. We're all like diamond facets, but
Yes.
we have more in common than not. So I think when one person shares deeply and profoundly their humanity, their struggles and their triumphs, we see ourselves in that.
Absolutely.
So it
Well,
is,
that's
it's
like the "if it were my dream" protocol that a lot of people are familiar with, that when you're reflecting on someone else's dreams, the proper protocol is to say, "If it were my dream, I would be thinking about this," which is saying that, like, this is, I'm taking it as if it were my dream, but I'm hoping there's something valuable here for you too. And so my
yeah,
book's a bit like that way. Like, I explore the dreams, how they work for me, but then I'm hoping they'll be valuable for you. And often, in my experience with groups, all the groups I've been leading, that often is valuable for the other person. So,
oh yeah.
it's been really fun to write, and hard too. I had
Oh,
so many nightmares. I shared a lot of nightmares. I actually shared a whole series of nightmares about editing the book.
right.
Because you're like
I
ripping and
understand.
shredding all your hard work and just checking out chapters, and I'm like,
Murdering those darlings.
yeah,
Right.
murder the darling.
Me.
So
I'll put you in another book. That's what I always do. I'm not
it's
murdering my
common.
darlings. I'm just relocating my darlings to another file that will be used
Oh
somewhere.
yeah.
Nothing is ever wasted,
I know, and it was
right?
valuable to write it in the first place, but it was traumatizing too. So, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, I share a lot of my difficult dreams too. Not all these just honey dreams. I'm also sharing the difficult dreams, because we all have difficult dreams, and it's natural. And the dreams are helping us with our difficult waking life moments. So sometimes it takes a rock to create something new. Sometimes you.
Right. Well, what's interesting is your podcast is called The Dream Journal, and basically your book is also your dream journal.
Uh,
So, on some level, I imagine you're going to be kind of known as, besides being an expert in all the areas of dream work that you're known as, but you're also, I would say, the you're going to be like this expert in what it is to journal your dreams. So
mm.
at this point, having written or like preparing to publish over 100 of your own personal dreams, what can you say is the benefit overall and why people should keep track of their dreams?
So I look at dreaming as an evolutionary process. It's something that all mammals do, all humans dream, all mammals dream. There's even evidence that all non-mammals that they've studied seem to have some kind of dreaming that happens. So, octopuses will change color while they're sleeping, and cuttlefish will make sign for danger. Spiders have these moments where they're like twitching during their during their sleeping phase. So
Oh,
dreaming is universal. It seems to be with living creatures. Maybe trees dream. That'd be interesting.
of
But
course they do.
so there's something valuable about that. And I see my role is to enhance that process, because it's just like breathing. Everybody breathes, and mostly we don't pay any attention to the breath. And yet there are so many spiritual practices involved in focusing on the breath and deepening the breath, and that
Mhm.
benefits your whole body. So it's an automatic subconscious process that we can benefit by bringing into consciousness. And dreams for me are the same way. They're an
Mm.
automatic subconscious process, but we benefit by bringing them to consciousness.
I think of it as, it's like, yeah, we've got this trust fund with millions of dollars in it. We've all got it. And it might benefit us to figure out what the PIN code is and maybe borrow some of that every once in a while. I
Right,
don't know. Call me crazy, but it's a
right.
resource that's ours. So we
Yes.
might as well. And by tracking it in your own dream journal,
Mhm.
and by listening to Catherine's show, The Dream Journal, and by preparing to buy her book, Dreams, the Treasure Map, and coming to see Katherine speak and her workshops and her dream, the dream circles in the morning at the upcoming IASD. That's one way for us to really deepen that process. Yes.
I want to give an example of how why working with dreams is beneficial, which popped into my mind just now, is that I recently had a series of dreams about relationship and about sexuality in particular. And I'm like, what's this? Because in waking life, everything's going extremely well with my partner. And I didn't expect this to be like an issue, but it came up. And I do my dream session with I have a coach I work with every three weeks, because I want to know what's going on in my world. And so I had this meeting with him last Tuesday, and we went through all these dreams. It's like, what is this? And I realized I had finally gotten to a place in my relationship where I was safe enough to start to unravel some of the earlier sexual trauma that I had experienced. And it wasn't on my conscious mind until we started talking about the dreams. And it gave me this wonderful way to talk to my partner about it, because it really affects our life together and our sexuality. And so it's been great. But now I have even more, because now I'm starting to able to share with him some of the difficult things that happened to me and why it might be a little uncomfortable when I try this or whatever. Right. So this is like a benefit, because consciously I didn't know that I had anything coming up for me about sexuality, but these dreams were like, oh, wow. But this could be even better, this part of my life.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about the past, and yet I'm glad you survived it, but I'm so grateful that you're paying attention to the whispers of your soul via your dreams, so that you can have this added layer of depth and intimacy and connection with yourself and with your awesome Max, who I love to the max, perfectly named. Shout out to Max.
Yay, Max.
So I can't wait to see you at the conference, Katherine. It's always so wonderful to be with you. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your story. And for everybody who hasn't yet checked out Katherine's Dream Journal podcast, website is experientialdreaming.com.
No, experientialdreamwork.com.
Shit. Oops, cut that out or not. I don't know. In dreams, I feel like it's all fair play. Experientialdreamwork.com. There we go.
And I have one more announcement to make. I do have one more announcement, which is that because the conference ISD is online now, which has advantages in a lot of ways, but we don't get that personal juice that Linda Mastrangelo and I decided. Yes, the juice. Linda Mastrangelo and I decided to host a in-person Santa Cruz IASD regional conference in October 10th through 12th. So if you want to get together, if you're anywhere near Santa Cruz, Northern California, you want to talk about dreams in person, share your experiences, and just enjoy. It's being held at the Museum of Art and History in downtown Santa Cruz, so you really get that Santa Cruz vibe. Amazing. One of our workshop spaces is a literal art gallery, so it's going to be an amazing experience. October 10th through 12th. You
come.
Oh yeah, I hope you will. That'll be great. Festivalofdreams.net is we have like a landing page so far. But contact me if you want to present, or if you're interested in helping, or just want to be on the email list so I can keep you informed. Then just send me an email and I will put you on the list, because I would love to invite you to the Festival of Dreams Santa Cruz, October 10th through 12th.
Oh my God, that sounds so fabulous. Okay. Until we all meet again, oh my goodness, let's not take our dreams lying down, and let's most definitely go check out the festivalofdreams.net and also asdreams.org to find out about the upcoming IASD conference. And remember your dreams, and do a little dream basking between now and when we see each other next. Okay, sweet dreams. Thanks, Katherine. See you soon.
Thanks, Kelly.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to Dreamifesting. If your inner light is shining a bit brighter, share the glow. Like, subscribe, and spread the word. Until next time, remember, the more you pay attention to your dreams, the better you live. The better you live, the more you lift us all. So keep dreaming, keep believing. and keep dreamifesting.